Hi, John Dwyer here, and let me give you this case study. It's got to do with a favourite thing of all of us, and that is an exotic Pacific island. Okay, it's an island in Fiji, and it's called Vomo Island, and it's an upmarket island. Okay, I think Madonna hired out this island for a week herself and kept the island for herself. So that's the sort of level this is at. And they came onto my coaching program, they being the owners of the island, and said, look, they wanted to boost occupancy. And despite the fact that it's a boutique number of bureaus on the beach and hotel rooms, it was still, something like around about, I think, 30 rooms that they were interested in filling. Now, people paid quite a handsome sum to stay at this island, and so therefore we needed to be quite upmarket with our marketing. And I put together a whole bunch of stuff, but I won't spend a lot of time going through the whole marketing plan that we put together for this island. One thing, and a major thing, that we did was we changed the website. The website was very nice, but it had been put together by an advertising agency, which meant there was lots of helicopter shots and lots of beautiful imagery, which of course is very important for a prestigious island. But guess what? There were no testimonials from any of the guests. Okay, there were no close-up shots of the chef cooking unbelievable meals. Now, the beauty of picking up a client like a 7-star island resort like this was that, guess what, I got to stay there for about 4 or 5 nights. Okay, I've got to taste the product, haven't I? And so my wife and myself were lucky enough to stay there, for 4 or 5 nights. It's just unbelievable. It's something like you would see in a James Bond movie. And the food was like 6-star. The accommodation, where the water almost came lapping at the edge of the bureau that we were staying on the beach, it was just unbelievable. But the website didn't show any of that. The website basically showed some aerial shots and mainly photographs. I don't think there was any video. So what we did is that we made sure that we, interviewed guests who were staying there at the time, who all raved about the island. They just raved and raved and raved about it, and raved about the food. And we interviewed the chef, and then we showed the chef cooking, everything in the kitchen. And we showed that it was beautiful white linen on the tables in the restaurant, and the beautiful sunset over the Sunset Bar, and all of that sort of stuff. So we turned the website from being rather bland for what the thing was into something that was grand. Okay, and the case study I want to show you here is not so much the transformation of the website, but I want to show you what we did in terms of chasing reasonably wealthy people to book a holiday on the island. I went to major upmarket publications, and I gave them a few holidays to give away in return for free exposure in their publication. Now, let me show you what we did. This happens to be an upmarket publication on the east coast of Australia, and I'm thinking that you can see that there, okay? And you'll see the front cover there is all about Vomo Island, and when you open up the magazine inside, there was a whole 2-page article about the magazine inside, and there was the chance for you to win a trip to Vomo Island. I've got to show you this one because that takes this to another level. Now, they wanted to attract, guests from New Zealand, and the reason is New Zealand is an island that's not far away from Fiji, so it's easy for people to get there. And so I spoke to the New Zealand upmarket newspaper. It's the New Zealand Herald, okay, so it's a big broadsheet newspaper. And I decided that I would give them 4 holidays to give away. Keep in mind their readers are, professionals wearing ties. And this is what the newspaper did. Let me hold this up to you. This is the front cover of the New Zealand newspaper, and hopefully that's getting into the screen at the moment, okay? And you can see what they did there. The masthead up there tells you what newspaper. This is wrapped around the front of the newspaper, by the way, okay? A 4-page wraparound, and you can see there they're giving away the trip to, Vomo, or 4 trips to Vomo. Wait till I open it up. When you open up this, look what you get. Okay, I'm going back and back and back here, so at least you can see it. This is the middle page spread of the 4-page lift out, and you'll see it's a big aerial shot of the island, and then down the bottom there, I won't bother reading it to you, but there are more details about the actual facilities and the fantastic time you're going to have on the island. But this was a wraparound on the newspaper, and something that the Prime Minister, can't get. And yet we got it because I negotiated with the newspaper 4 wonderful holidays to give away if they contraed this. Unbelievable. Guess what happened? Island booked out for about 4 months within 48 hours. Okay. This exposure, of course, as I said, The Prime Minister can't get this. This is a wraparound on the major upmarket newspaper of the country. And I just wanted to show you that, because the point is that the online world that we live in, a lot of people in the online world, particularly those that might be a younger audience, just don't recognise that there are still lots of fantastic opportunities in the offline world. For example, in Australia, there are Sunday newspapers in Sydney and Melbourne that still sell 450,000 copies every Sunday. Now, in the online world, if you get 450,000 eyeballs onto your advertisement, you're a pretty happy camper. And so therefore, I urge you, even if you are an online business, to consider thinking offline tactics, the likes of which I've just shown you, to drive traffic to your website. Because what do you think in that newspaper lift out that we had? It was basically the website URL in big letters, and inviting people to go and have a look at the website. And that's where they went and then eventually booked their holiday, of course. So therefore, I think, the takeout from this is that don't forget, there are still publications out there that may even have a small circulation, but go to the right people. So therefore, it might be a customised magazine that's only going to, let's say for argument's sake, people interested in cooking. It might be something that only goes to the plumbers in whatever country you're in. It might be something that only goes to people who are interested in darts, throwing darts, or people who are playing a particular sport like snooker or whatever it may be. There are lots of customised publications in the offline world that are still very, very valuable in terms of doing deals with them. And look, the newspapers, I happen to know because I used to do all the big scratch bingos and a lot of circulation stimulating promotions for publications. So we'd give out free trading cards with the Sunday paper to stimulate sales of the Sunday paper, or we'd have a scratch bingo, all those sorts of things I've done in the past. I know that because newspapers are bleeding, there's no question that their circulation worldwide is going down. They're looking for things like this. Okay, they're looking for people to actually knock on their door and say, how would you like this to give away with your Sunday paper? What I want you to do is give me free exposure. And I'll tell you what, if you've got something that's pretty attractive to the masses, they're going to give you a hug, I'm telling you. Now, the Wiggles aren't stupid. If you are familiar with the Australian group, which is the Wiggles, who obviously do all of the entertaining for young kids, they're very smart. When they are going to release a new CD, they go to the big Sunday papers in Australia and they get them to actually give out a sample of a CD, which is maybe one song from their album, with the Sunday paper. Guess what happens to their CD? Sold out within a week. Okay, Mills and Bourne, the novel people, the book people, they do the same thing. They give away a couple of books with the Sunday paper. Now, obviously, they're not physically handed out. It's a coupon that you cut out and you actually send it in and get your books. But of course, guess what happens to the package that they've got, where you can buy half a dozen Mills and Bourne books? Sold out within a week. So think about the offline world if you're marketing anything for that matter, because you'll find that despite the fact that a lot of people think that the offline world, which consists of magazines and television and newspapers and radio, is a dying race, no it's not. No it's not. Now, newspapers will never be what they used to be, but they are still selling in reasonable volume in lots of capital cities and lots of country towns right throughout the world. I hope you enjoy the case study anyway, and think about giving away a value add to a media of any sort in return for free publicity.